This story is of a beautiful medical student who is very fond of surfing in the sea. That's why she goes to a beach. But while surfing there, she gets attacked by a dangerous shark, and she gets stuck on a rock a little far from the shore. Now how does she survive in this terrible condition? And can she fight that dangerous shark and come back alive or not? We will see in today's story. So at the beginning of the story, we see a small child playing by the sea. The child moves forward while playing. Then he sees a helmet on the shore. So he picks up the helmet and starts looking. Then he sees a camera on the helmet. He plays a video of it, in which it is seen that two boys are surfing in the sea. But suddenly the camera shakes and their screams are heard. Something pulls them down one by one and kills them. Then the video suddenly stops. And the child, seeing all this, runs away from there. Now the scene changes and we see a girl named Nancy, who is a medical student. She is sitting in the car and looking at pictures in her phone. Then the car driver Carlos asks her, "Are you in the picture?" Nancy replies, "No, this is my mother. She also came to this beach." Nancy's purpose was not only to come here on a trip, but to relive her mother's memories again. She is going to the same beach where her mother had gone many years ago. She also shows Carlos her sister's picture, and while talking to each other, they start moving towards the beach through the dense forest. After a while they reach the beach and Nancy gets off the car and starts looking around. This place was very beautiful. Nancy finds this place very special, because it was not just a beach, but it was a place associated with her mother's memories. Now Carlos takes out Nancy's luggage and Nancy thanks him. Then Carlos leaves. Now Nancy changes her dress quickly without delay, and by preparing the boat, she starts moving towards the sea for surfing. As soon as she gets into the sea, she forgets all her troubles. The coolness of the waves and the flow of water fills her with new energy. In this way, she starts going ahead of the floating waves. Because to really enjoy surfing, you have to go a little far from the shore. She goes ahead and sees two boys who are already surfing there. Those boys start talking to her and ask, "Are you American?" Nancy says yes and asks, "Is there any danger here?" Then they tell her that there is a big rock here, on which water reaches once a day, and there are some small creatures there that can dunk. This makes Nancy a little careful, but her curiosity does not decrease. In the meantime, a big wave rises and the three of them start surfing together. This view is very magnificent and Nancy also starts enjoying these moments completely. Now after surfing, she comes to the shore and eats some fruits. Then she starts looking at her mother's picture on her phone. At this time, she is missing her mother a lot. In the meantime, her sister calls her and she shows her this beach. Her sister says, "Oh, this is the same beach about which Mom told us." Nancy says, "Yes, this is the same beach, but it is more beautiful than what Mom told us." Nancy's sister scolds her a little and says, "You shouldn't have come there alone. At least you should have taken me with you." Meanwhile, her dad also calls. He also talks to him for a while and then hangs up. After that, Nancy takes the boat again and goes to the sea. But it was going to be dark in a while, so the two boys say goodbye to her and leave. But Nancy's heart was not full yet, so she decides to surf for a while. After those boys leave, she goes alone to surf the other side. As she goes ahead, she also sees some dolphins that were playing in the water around her. Seeing this, Nancy is even happier, and she is moving forward. But in front of her, she sees a dead whale on which many birds were sitting and even small fish were eating it. Seeing this, Nancy feels a little weird and she decides to go back. Then suddenly a big wave rises and Nancy starts surfing ahead. But in the meantime, we see that she comes with a big shark wave and knocks it down from the boat. Due to the fast flow of water, it goes very hard and hits the floor. But somehow she manages herself and comes up again and starts moving towards the boat, which she missed. Then she gets on the boat and suddenly the shark attacks and badly injures her leg. But somehow she comes up and now she had understood that there is a shark that has attacked. So before attacking again, she quickly goes and somehow climbs on top of that dead whale. Her leg was bleeding from the wound and it was hurting a lot. So she opens the step connecting to the boat and ties it on the wound so that the bleeding reduces. After this, she looks towards the beach. The beach was about 200-300 feet away from here where those surfing boys are still coming out of there. She calls them help, but due to the wave of water in the distance, her voice does not reach there. Those boys take a car from there and Nancy gets stuck here. Now Nancy is on top of the dead whale, and she was very scared because that shark can suddenly come and attack again. She starts looking around. Then she sees a big rock at a distance. In the meantime, the shark comes again and is about to attack. But before that, Nancy jumps into the water and starts moving towards that rock. The shark also starts following her, but she quickly floats and climbs on the rock and saves herself. After this, she stands on the rock and looks around from where the beach is at a distance. But to reach there, she has to get down in the water and swim to the beach so that the shark can attack again. That's why she decides to stay safe on this rock. Now, due to the injury to her leg, a lot of blood has flowed, and if that wound is not tied, she can die due to excessive blood loss. That's why she pulls out her earring and locket. She was a medical student, that's why she stitched herself. But during this time, she is in a lot of pain, but still she stitched herself. Then she takes off her swimming suit and ties it on the wound so that the blood flow reduces. Now, due to fatigue, she starts resting on the rock and starts thinking that someone will come to save her in some time. But it gets dark and 5 hours pass like this, but no one comes to save her. Now, due to the darkness, the temperature starts dropping and she starts feeling cold. After that, she takes off her swimming suit from the wound and cuts a piece of it, and after wearing the suit again, she ties the cut piece on the wound like a bandage and then sleeps there. After some time, small sea crabs come and bite her so that she wakes up and kills the crab. There was a bird sitting on this rock which was probably injured. Nancy is hungry, so she tries to eat the crab, but she can't and spits it out. After this, she sees her boat floating in the sea, but she couldn't reach there because the shark was still circling around her. But she didn't have any other option, so she slowly gets into the water, and without making a sound, she starts moving towards the boat. But she couldn't reach there because the shark comes there and starts following her. So she quickly gets on the rock and escapes. After some time, she sees a man sleeping on the shore, so she shouts and calls him for help. The man is drunk, and he wakes up when he hears her shouting. He understands that someone is saying hi to him, so he also starts waving to Nancy. Nancy asks him to call her and points to her bag, so the man moves towards the bag. Seeing this, Nancy is happy that maybe now she will get help. But the man goes near the bag and starts looking for things, and he finds the phone, but he intends to steal it. He takes the phone and all the money and takes the bag and leaves. Seeing this, Nancy shouts and tells him not to do this, but he doesn't listen and leaves. Meanwhile, he spots Nancy's boat, which was a little far from the shore, so he decides to take the boat and goes into the water. Nancy shouts and tells him not to go into the water because there is a shark there, but he doesn't listen and reaches the boat and goes back with the boat, but the shark attacks him and Nancy starts crying. After this, we see that the man takes half of his body and reaches the shore and dies there. Now the scene of the next day is shown where two boys come again to surf. At that time, Nancy was asleep, so the boys take the boat and go into the water. Then Nancy wakes up and sees that the boys are coming, so she shouts and tells them that there is a shark in the water, but the boys don't listen and go ahead. Suddenly, the shark attacks one of them. Seeing this, the other boy gets scared and goes towards Nancy, but in a few moments, the shark pulls him down and his boat jumps into the air and falls into two pieces. It seemed like the shark had killed him, but somehow he manages to reach the rock and asks Nancy for help. Nancy also tries to pull him up, but the shark also pulls him down and kills him. And all this is recorded in the camera attached to the boy's helmet, which we saw at the beginning of the story. Now time is passing and Nancy is suffering from the hot sun. This rock is also about to sink in 25 minutes, and the shark was still going around the rock. She thinks that if she does not get out of the water, she will die. Now the bird, which was with Nancy on the rock from the beginning and was not able to fly due to injury, Nancy catches the bird and checks and finds out that her wing has dislocated. Nancy fixes her wing because she was a medical student. After that, she sees the boy's helmet on which the camera was attached, so she thinks of going and getting the helmet, but the shark was still going around from the dead whale to the rock. Nancy plans and calculates the shark's rotation time, which is 32 seconds. Now Nancy has to take the helmet and reach the rock within the same 32 seconds, otherwise the shark can attack again. She gets into the water and slowly starts moving forward, and after a lot of difficulty comes back to the rock with the helmet, but then the shark attacks her, which makes her fall into the water and goes down and hits her hard, but the bottom part of the rock was very big and there were thorns, so the shark could not reach there. And from this moment Nancy comes back to the rock with the helmet. Now she reaches the rock and starts watching the camera video, in which the video of the shark's attack was recorded on those boys. At the end of the video, Nancy is also there when she was trying to pull that boy on the rock. After that, she looks here and there where there is a sea boy signal transmitter at a distance from it. Now, because the rock is going to sink in 10 minutes, so she has to somehow reach the sea boy. But it will take at least 1 minute to reach there, and the shark comes to the rock in 22 seconds, so going there means inviting death. But she has to go because the rock will sink in 10 minutes. After this, she turns on the camera and starts recording the message and says that a shark has attacked me. This shark has killed 3 people, and it has also injured my leg. I am sitting on a rock, but I don't think I have much time because this rock is going to sink in a little while. If anyone gets this message, then please do help me. Then she tells me the address of her house and says that even if I don't stay, then send this message to my house. She also sends a message to her dad and sister that she loves them very much and is missing them a lot. Then after sending the message, she throws the helmet towards the shore. After that, she puts the broken bird in a piece of wood and leaves it in the water so that it can reach the shore and escape. Now the water starts filling up to the top of the rock, and at the same time, jellyfish also start coming out. Then she remembers that the jellyfish sticks to the shark and injures it, so the shark does not go to them, and she can take advantage of this opportunity. After this, she jumps into the water and goes down, passing through the middle of the jellyfish and starts moving towards the signal transmitter. There are a lot of jellyfish below. In the meantime, the shark comes and attacks, but because of the jellyfish, it goes around. Then she sees that there are a lot of rods coming out of a pillar below, and along with this pillar, it is tied to the signal transmitter chain. After that, it comes on top of the water and starts swimming ahead. The shark was also coming behind it, but before that, it reaches the transmitter and climbs up. Then the shark attacks it but can't do anything to Nancy. Now here, for a while, she is safe. In a while, she sees a big boat and starts opening a box of the transmitter. There is a fire gun in that box, but as soon as the box opens, all the bullets of the gun fell into the water. After that, she grabs the transmitter tightly and picks up the bullets while jumping, and quickly loads the gun and fires it up. The bullet goes very high, but by then, the boat has gone very far so that no one can see it. After seeing this, she gets sad and gets tired and sits down. After this, the story shifts to that scene where we saw that child playing by the sea. That child sees Nancy's message video in that camera and runs to call his parents. On the other hand, Nancy was sad and was sitting. That's when the shark comes to attack her. Seeing this, Nancy gets angry and shoots the shark with a fire gun, but the shark doesn't get hurt. After that, Nancy goes up to the transmitter and shoots the shark. But this time, the water catches fire because of the rotting of the dead whale. The gas had spread in the water, but due to the fire, the shark goes under the water and then comes up and directly attacks the transmitter. Due to this attack, the transmitter flips over in the water and Nancy also falls into the water. Due to this, Nancy gets hurt, but she manages to survive and gets safe between the rods of the transmitter. But the shark attacks again and breaks the rods. Nancy had understood that the shark will attack again and again. During this time, Nancy's attention goes to the chain coming out of the lower pillar. Then before the attack again, she goes to the other side and puts a lot of effort to open the chain, and it also opens. Now the chain starts going down due to being very heavy, and Nancy also holds that chain and starts going down towards the pillar. The shark also starts following her. But as soon as Nancy reaches the rods of the pillar, she moves aside, due to which the rods of the shark cross the body, and she dies there. Now Nancy becomes unconscious due to being very low in the water. On the other hand, that child takes his dad to the beach. That child's dad is Carlos. Carlos is the one whose car Nancy came here. Then his son starts pointing towards the water where Nancy was. As soon as he sees her, Carlos runs into the water and brings Nancy to the shore. Then slowly she regains consciousness, and as soon as she opens her eyes, she sees Carlos in front of her. There is also a bird nearby which she had saved. After this, she looks towards the sea for the last time, where she fought the biggest battle of her life and found herself alive again. After that, the scene shifts and shows the time after a year when Nancy comes to this beach again. But this time, she is not alone. She also brings her dad and sister. Then her dad feels proud of Nancy and says, "If your mother was with you, she would be very happy." After this, both the sisters start surfing together towards the sea. And with this, the story ends here. Friends, we hope you like this story. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.